Nano and the Pulse Bomb. Kraken also has a lot of ultimates as their own. The Nano going right onto that Ana, taking out M. Very difficult while they're waiting for Kel to respawn, but maybe they can throw the anti-nade on there. There's a lot of damage they're placing on, and the Terror Surge is going to come out. It's not going to be enough, and now Boise State, they've got the tank away for Creighton University, trying to get, Matt Merck is so low on health, but he also got the other DPS down low as well. Kel gets one finally, covertly took the point back for themselves. We got a heal, with the healing going on for Daydream, cleaning things up, and a nano boost as well. This could really make this next fight the game winner for Boise State. We'll see how it's used. Nano boost is placed onto Matt Merck, who also has the sticky bomb, and anti placed on toward Lyric, and Matt Merck tears on toward Lyric, and Matt Merck tears in with the double. Daydream's also got one onto Leonard. Wicked Savage is down and out for the count. There is just the tank left, and Boise State in spectacular fashion claims the first round 4v5. Are you kidding me? I was not for Creighton. Boise State looks like they caught Creighton completely off guard, and Matt Merck lands it. He doesn't need a sticky bomb. He'll just get it with the melee. Looking for a double right now as he's ducking in and out of these doorways. Moose also picks up one. Boise State is now back up to full strength. But I don't think they even need it. It's just more win for the Broncos. As Lyric also getting close on their ults. Creighton University, what route do they want to take? I hear that Reinhardt, they've swapped their tank over as well. And all of that Ryan has nowhere to go. Kel just dropped all the mines right onto that balcony. I suppose you're going to take them out, put it out into a vantage point where everyone can see. Moose, all their util to get onto the point, but Moose is waiting with this rail gun and is picking them off. Boise State is also using their nano boost. Moose is a very dangerous here. You don't want to go up against that. Ryan is not long for the count, and Boise State claims it in just 2 maps on Ilios. Away from the spawn point, or if the payload is captured, then you're most likely going to be seeing it go into the Omnic factory at the very end. We're loading in. I would assume that's Creighton ready to go on attack. We'll see what they bring to the table, as well as Boise State. And you're most likely going to be seeing it go into the Omnic factory at the very end. We're loading in. I would assume that's Creighton ready to go on attack. We'll see what they bring to the table, as well as Boise State. In terms of defense, going to stick onto the Wrecking Ball. This Orisa is further moving in. Got a bit of fire from up above as Moose and Lyric are raining down fire from above. Lyric has re-grounded himself. Boise State is keeping them at bay. No real eliminations to speak of at this point. Creighton still hasn't gotten their first tick. Boise State gets their first pick, though. Moose takes out Leonard. Now who's started the statue? Nice slam down as Emvorg just gets eliminated, bodied by Kel. And the other support is gone too for Creighton. No healing, no chance for this push. Leonard falls, and the rest have to retreat unless Boise State gets a stagger on top of that. That is going to be the case. In fact, let's get just waiting on this. Oh man, he is so charged up. Ready, drops the minefield. This Ryan has to go forward, gets hit with the Sleep Dart Dragon Strike, also knocks him back into the Dragon Strike. Kel, that is one nasty hamster that I would not want as my class pet. By Creighton, they're moving past the choke, and that Diva is getting focused down, has to use the defense matrix, but that's not even going to be enough to just stop all the damage Boise State is pushing out. Like I said, it's just a casual stroll in the park out toward the first point, and Boise State picks it up against Boise State. And we move on in, trying to decide who they want to focus down. Man, that Diva was not long for the world. In fact, Boise State was basically split up. You had Matt Merck and Kel off to the side. Once again, very low on health, has to back on out. Ooh, another knife landed. That Diva is being brought down to half health multiple times. Moose and Matt Merck land their shots. There we go. That's what you like. We're going to have Tree, Rampage, and the Kitsune Rush as they move on to Temple. This, I was alluding to this, the Temple has a lot of great reset points. You have the water off to the sides, which can allow you to regroup with your team, and with Daydream landing a pick like that off at the very beginning, we'll see if they call out where it is, though. At the beginning, I'm sure that they can not have that even be a blip on the radar. Bean goes down. This, oh man, this Diva, I mean, hasn't even been able, I mean, has the full defense matrix up, but Boise State is just hitting from both sides, front and back, so there's no escape. Might even claim the point for himself. He brings out a melee, trying to land the last few shots against this Lucio. And I thought this was supposed to be a Creighton point take, not Boise State taking it back themselves. They've been able to get back as a team, a 3-on-1 to get rid of the Life Weaver. Lyric surviving for that long. What an incredible showing from the Broncos. Just a few more seconds now as they go past 80. Matt Merck gets the pick onto Bean, Kel onto M-Board. And that's one of the ultimates, the one ultimate Creighton have now they can't use. It's just not going to be enough time, and onto M-Board. And that's one of the ultimates, the one ultimate Creighton have now they can't use. It's just not going to be enough time, and if you wanted a more forceful demonstration of how the Broncos want this season to go, 3-0 sweep, starting out at a 4-5 disadvantage. I cannot think of a more... Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena, and today you join us for NACE Overwatch matches. We're going to be starting out with Boise State's match against Independence Community College out of Independence, Kansas. I'm host Jacob Palmer, joined by Colin Junkin, calling all of the action for you here tonight. And Colin, today's a very big day in Overwatch history. A new season has dropped and so many changes. We were looking over them before the fight today, and what is standing out most to you?
I mean, the one that's got me a little bit interested the most, obviously, I'm going to love the Lucio changes as well. I'm kind of wondering the Pharah, how Pharah is going to work now, because we didn't see a whole lot of Pharah beforehand in the competitive scene, unless in very case scenarios. But now I'm also wondering if NACE is allowing the play of Pharah so early into the season, or if they're going to give us buffer time for competitive play. But nevertheless, eventually when Pharah comes into the gameplay streamline, I'm excited to see it.
I think a big change is the passive heal that's been introduced. 20 health every second for 5 seconds. And, I mean, it's not going to be – I don't think it's going to completely change games, but I think it makes support's job a bit easier. And, like, you're not going to have your DPSs off to the side begging you to top them off some more. You can kind of focus a bit more on your tank. And there now is even less – there's even less of an excuse for your Genji completely in the team's backline to beg for healing. You know, they should know where their health packs are, and now they gain a little bit of health if they're not taking damage. So a little bit of wipe the blood from your eyes Call of Duty style, just a little bit of healing there. But
it also just feels like the new damage roll passive as well is going to force healers to be a little more concentrated on a main fight, because they get a reduced amount of healing when taking damage. So a lot of changes overall.
And apparently every single hero has really packed on the pounds over the winter and will not lose that winter weight, because everyone is a lot chunkier in terms of their health pool. But a lot of damage has gone up as well. We'll see how it affects this matchup between Boise State and Independence Community College. And, of course, Doc's keys to the game, no matter what season it is, always applies, and that's going to be to take fights in unexpected places. Don't make positioning mistakes. Win 1v1s and win your fights before objective. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. And this is the first match of the night for Overwatch, and we will be moving on to another Overwatch match after this between some big Division I schools. We're going to be starting out, though, on a very familiar site. We are going to be starting out on Legion Tower.
Still one of my all-time favorites. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot to choose from, but I feel like you can't really go wrong with Legion Tower.
And let's take a look at the lineups that we have. We've got Kel, Daydream, Lyric, Chosen, and Moose for Boise State.
And then on the side of Independence, we got Aztecs, Kiersur. Oh, wow, I'm really going to butcher that second one. Like a 5, Rindy, and Gordo.
Man, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm not even going to harp on that one. That's the biggest enigma of a username I have ever seen right there, Independence Community College. It's the Broncos versus the Pirates, which is kind of interesting because they're in Independence, Kansas, which I think would be the last place I would ever expect a pirate to be located in the Great Plains. But
I don't remember a Pirate Cove being there at any point in the history of the United States, but who am I?
Independence, Kansas, very important city, as it's one of the main start points for the Oregon Trail. Any of you, no, excuse me, not Independence, Kansas. See, now I'm just showing up. That was Independence, Missouri. Okay.
Now
Never
we're
mind.
Too many independents.
I was trying to make late 90s, early 2000s computer references. I completely fumbled it. Independence, Missouri, start point of the Oregon Trail. Independence, Kansas, they apparently have pirates.
If you played the Oregon Trail game, then they probably knew. They probably heard that one. Wait a second. I'm not sure on that factual statement, but I feel like most of the time we start out by talking about how these teams are going to play and what their lineups and how they're going to match up and how they're going to counter, what maps are they going to pick. But I really feel like now it's just kind of, do we really know? Because with these changes, I feel like it's going to make it doesn't feel like it should make massive changes, but I feel like at the really competitive level like this at the collegiate scene, it's going to make changes. It's going to make waves. Like, individual character changes are going to be a big thing. I mean, you see, like, Diva, Doomfist, and Winston all having overall health and damage increases as well as Reinhardt, which are, quite honestly, didn't see a whole lot of, you know, those 3 to 4 tanks a lot in the scene. So I'm really interested to see what gets changed up. And right out the gate, my prayers were answered. There's a Pharah right there. And we are seeing Lucio as well. Kind of predicted that one, as well as Junker Queen. Junker Queen didn't get a whole lot, got the health increase, but did Rampage gets a little bit more damage over time, going from 60 to 90.
5, 4, 3.
There will be some mainstays I think we'll still see. I mean, Lucio, if anything, got a boost, and he was already, you know, as nerdy a Lucio main likes to point out, oh no, they're attempting fade right into the green! You go!
No!
You never want to take that route! Oh my goodness, I was just saying, as Nerdy always says, well, something Nerdy says again and again, don't take that teleport route. Do not tempt fate, or else you will end up in the gutter, in the drink, with the fishes.
It's a flashback to 2 years ago at a major championship. Ooh, big, strong start for the state, though, nevertheless. And Independence going to lose first point and that first fight very quickly. And we see that Lucio boop up still coming in strong.
I was just saying, Nerdy, a Lucio main, likes to point out that Lucio hasn't been nerfed, and if anything, Lucio got buffed for this, so definitely going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. Right now, Boise State has some great positioning on the point. Will be able to, they're trying to keep control of it as everyone from Independence moves on. Porto facing a bit of damage, and Boise State is going to have to back off a bit because Clear and now Chosen have been eliminated. Lyric, yeah, he's going to be able to survive. He's good enough on Lucio. He won't fall down.
No, yeah, I just that boop distance increase is kind of insane. One thing I didn't think about too with this new damage passive, Winston might be a bigger threat than he already previously was, because with that reduced healing as well as the insane amount of damage, Moose is going to get 1, but not more than that.
Chosen moves off to the side. He's booped off by Rindy. Well, now we're going to see the environmentals really come in clutch. Look at that charge from the Rhine, trying to take out Cleary solo on health, and he'll be eliminated. Independence Community College just roaring to life against the Broncos.
That Rhine charge also got a buff as well, got an initial increase in damage. So yeah, like you said at the beginning of it, we're just going to see a lot more damage all around. So our support squad get a little easier, also gets that much harder. Not as many chances to save your teammates, so to speak, as the Broncos are going to push into the center here. Work their way around. Clear trying to carve a path. There it does go down pretty far into the health pool. There goes out Blade as well, trying to dive into the black line. Both beats gets answered back, but not before Independence's back goes down.
Oh, nice. That's a great rampage hit. 2 of Independence and Boise State. Clears out the point completely. There's just the Lucio left. He's gone, and the Broncos back in control, but they had to spend everything to do it.
Yeah, I believe that was 3 ults spent right there to get back that point, and Independence has a pretty large buffer when it comes to it, 81, so they don't necessarily have to throw their bodies into this to get this point back. They can take their time and find the opening, as they're going to take the same route they previously did beforehand.
See how it works out for them. Chosen working on a flank to get into the back line. They've spent the immortality field. It's taken out, and that Baptiste is taking a bit of damage. Rindy, the knife lands right into him, and Boise State now looking good with 1 support down. What a barrage in close quarters. The Broncos keep control of this fight.
Just so much more movement when it comes to Pharah right there. The jump jet giving you so much more horizontal movement space, and being able to take advantage of those flank routes might be Pharah's name of the game role here.
The devs specifically said they wanted to update her powers to give her more individual plays. So she no longer has to be babysat by Mercy all the single time. She's grown up on her own and making moves in this fight. Oh, look at the teleport. They're going to try to get cheeky with it right onto the point. Boise State repositioning. Photon barrier, and that's a huge shatter placed on the Clear. He's taking it so much damage. Boise State is trying to heal him up, but he is going to be down and out for the count. Independence Community College, they moving to take the point as Boise State is at 88. They should have enough time for 1 more team fight as Clear respawns.
Managed to tie it up for just half a second here. Chosen does have Blade. You need to make sure nobody really goes down. And that's a great environmental right there. That's a massive piece of the damage where Independence goes down. A great pin, but Beat came out just in time. Here goes out the Blade. Window on the side of Independence as well, but not a whole lot being answered back. Oh, but Lyric does go down in exchange.
Artillery barrage incoming, but so it's another type of barrage. It's Moose with a double, keeping Boise in it, and another rampage is going to go right on to Gordo, taking out the tank for Independence Community College's ultimates being spent as soon as they come online, but Boise State holding control at this point.
Trying to be a little cheeky there. Almost got caught out. Going to dive right back into the team and get the elimination as well. The rest of the Independence is going to take that TP out. Chosen is a little bit farther back than the rest of the team here, as Independence is going to be able to get a touch to contest. Chosen back on the point here. Going to have to take out. There's an elimination onto the sim. Diving right back into the tank. Using the Ghost Stash. A lot of damage there. The last second attempt by the FAR is not going to be enough.
It's a team wipe and an unexpectedly close first game. Boise State eking out the win 100-99. And oh my goodness, I normally say I'm pretty one note in liking the Lucio boops and the environmentals. I feel like a kid overloading a candy store with Lucio's improved boops right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, this play right here perfectly demonstrates exactly what the devs are talking about. So much more independent playmaking ability right there. Didn't get all three of the eliminations of the kill feed, but definitely did a large portion of the damage there.
When you really think about it, it kind of fits more into the 5v5 because when it was 6v6, you know, Farah always requiring a Mercy, that's 2 slots taken. That's a third of your roster already spent, but when it went down to 5, that's 40% of your roster spent. So being able to free up Farah for more flexibility, I can definitely see why they did it.
Also, Moose having 3 ultimates there, even though all ultimates in the game got a 10% increase in how long it took to charge them, is really impressive.
Look at all the damage Clear is taking on the Ramatra, trying to hold in there. Chosen into the back line. He's going to force out the Immortality Field, and already Moose takes out one from the Pirates. And now this Tracer trying to find some sort of squishy target, going to be able to take out the Rhine, but the Symmetra is doing work on her own. Kaiser picks up a double. Boise State trying to lock down this point. There's still the Bastion. He's out and down for the count. And Boise State with some punches, and Chosen doing work on the Tracer, picking up the point.
Absolutely nobody contested Chosen in the back line. Did the Tracer's job, get around the team, do a different angle of damage there. But I didn't see hardly anybody turn around to deal with the Tracer there. And it just led to, even though they went down a little bit in the numbers, everyone was low enough HP to pick them all apart. They still have the sim here, so they're probably going to TP right back into point. Like last time, there's a almost well-placed bomb. Gets the back really low as well.
Gordo, look at that with a charge forward and a double. Lyric is trying to make the best of a bad situation. He's just going to be able to boop the Reinhardt off. He's going to soar. Oh, look at this barrage. Oh, it is. They're able to read the Farah. Moose is going to have his barrage streak end with that play, and Independence in control, now going past 10%.
Chosen still sticking around here, being very annoying. Might be able to catch the Bath out of position. Nope, is going to use an ability, get the extra heal out. You also see the change of tank pace here. Here comes out Beat as well. He's going to push past this window, get shattered. Plus wall off there, but Lyric getting a double environmental.
Oh no, but live by the sword, not die by the sword. He manages a way to get back up there. Chosen with a nice sticky bomb, putting Boise State into a one-person advantage. Another one picked up by Lyric and Chosen. Boise State takes back the point.
Wow, yeah, I'm exactly on the same page as right here. In a candy store right now with this Lucio buff. Just makes, the character was already really mainstream in the competitive scene. Now it just makes even more or less of a reason not to pick Lucio.
Now Boise State is going to have to deal with that artillery coming out. Not really, they just kind of move out of the target area. Moose takes out the Immortality Field. Kitsune rush gives Boise State the go-ahead to go forward, and Clear is able to pick out Kaiser. It's now even at 4 apiece. Whole lot of damage for the Pirates right now. Sombra teleport trace down to try to flank the Broncos, but they're able to take it out, and Lyric and Clear doing work for the Broncos, keeping them in control. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Independence with the sneaky flank is able to get back onto the point. Can Boise State retake?
There goes out those turrets. Going to be taken on very quickly. Gordo's going to go down as well. The sim goes down. Here comes the downfall of the rest of Independence. Boise State going to take back the point here, but Independence keeping this relatively close at 57%. They got about a fight and a half, maybe, depending how quickly they go for them. The Broncos do have roughly 4 ultimates available for them for this fight, so it should go pretty well in their favor. Independence should have beat and maybe a bit of a disconnect. That seemed like the traditional face in a wall.
Yeah, but I mean, Boise State was doing so good there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of heck we have released with this Lucio getting even more powerful and staying in there. But you know, one person I'm not seeing that has been an anchor in Overwatch 2 for so long, the Sojourn. We have not seen Sojourn at all, and that railgun shot, the projectile got reduced, so you got to be a lot more accurate on it now. And Boise State finding out that this Pharah is definitely being able to make plays.
Yep. And Chosen still doing really good work here, just being these characters that are meant to just distract and disrupt the backline. Doing it on 2 different ones as well, showing how effective this might be.
Also a player whose job has been made a little bit harder in this replay in the same vein as the Sojourn we see is Daydream. Kariko also got her projectiles nerfed a little bit too. So, I mean, she can still put out a lot of damage, but she's up against higher health pools, and you got to be even more exact on your knife shots.
Yep. And I think that was the overall point, or at least that's what it's felt like, the overall point of a change like this, of overall damage increase of tank and DPS as well as sustainability by themselves. And, you know, you wouldn't necessarily see a big nerf to the healing impacts that healers had, but it's just the bigger health pools, the damage passive, and characters' own abilities to heal themselves out of the fight. I think it's a really solid amount of changes. I think it changes up the game just enough to shake it up, make some things interesting, but not so much that it's going to be groundbreaking. So
Let's take another look at Moose, who brought out so many barrages during this first match, was completely catching ICC off guard, swinging fights completely in the Broncos' favor with just 1 ultimate. You see the nice flank here right into close quarters through the doorway, and no one can escape. Right away, their health bars just melt with all those rockets.
Oh, and put it in reverse a little bit there, too. Showing it off 2.5 times. Yeah, I'm really liking these changes so far. Everything we've seen. And it probably also is because Boise State's doing really well with the changes as well that I like them so much. But everything so far I've seen, I like.
Chosen was also really good on this Tracer here, especially in the first fight, was able to take out a lot of people. We're done with the timeout. Boise State still with a hefty lead. Gets a demo on to the Bastion. Boise State, can't they just keep them? Oh, the Terran Surge right in the face of the barrage. And it doesn't look like the point's going to be taken back by the Pirates anytime soon. Boise State gets the win in control, 2-0.
Keeping that first point secure for the majority of that match. I mean, Independence able to get to 57 and also doing the same, getting to roughly 90 on the first point as well.
Yeah, who else could it have been but Moose here?
Add to the highlight reel.
It's another one. This isn't even, because I said there were multiple plays, and this isn't even a barrage play. This is just far. Look at that, perfectly predicting the projectile range. I'm sure Pharah fans have been waiting for this moment for a long time, and now the feast has come and it's time to eat.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, we're talking about that move. We're talking about that movement. We're talking about the barrage, but also the primary fire getting its increased projectile speed and his ability to hit as well as blast radius increase. That's the one character I think that's going to be the highlight of this patch.
Now, production, if we can bring this one thing up, the map order again, too, because there is another talking point I wanted to get to with all the new stuff this season and what the map lineup is. There is one change, and, of course, we get the obvious out of the way. It's going to be Kings Row, of course. Yep. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is one of the escort stages, Junkertown, has been significantly changed with a lot more cover, a lot less open spaces. Will we see it? Probably not. Probably very few times throughout this entire season because it's way at the back of the best of fives. But in the once-in-a-blue moon time that we might actually see it during a match, I'm just letting everyone know it's changed a lot.
And it's changed to every point as well. Every subsection of the map has had a pretty significant change, which is something I really like to see in that attention to detail and that want to change maps up. I really like it coming out from Blizzard. Obviously, I don't know. I have yet to play the map myself, and I've yet to see how these teams play the map, so I don't know if I love it yet, but initially, first impressions off of the pictures that I've seen, I don't think they're bad changes.
Between everyone preferring to pick Servasta for Flashpoint and Junkertown, all the way at the back of the map lineup, those who are favors of the Junkertown aesthetic, Junkrat, Roadhog, and Junker Queen. If you want to fight on their stages, I'm very, very sorry, because just the game hasn't. Things have just worked out to where we're very unlikely to see those stages brought to the forefront. But one stage we have no problem seeing whatsoever, King's Row. We've seen it time and time and time and time and time again, and things aren't going to change as we move on into the new season.
What was the I'm trying to remember the other side of the coin here, especially when it came to NACE. That team Eichenwald. That was
kind of the new favorite. Kind of the 5v5 format lent itself a little bit better toward Eichenwald, but King's Row still just as popular as ever, and Vora being just as popular with the Broncos, I can see.
Okay, getting to see a couple new characters. You're going to see Ball as well. Sojourn, Ana.
Hello.
I like this. I believe. Let me just get to the handy dandy notes. If I can find the character first off. Yeah, Ball only got an armor increase, so yeah. That's not much of a change. A lot more survivability. Not like Ball really needed it.
I mean, on top of the health increase that all things got.
Yeah, yeah.
1.
All right, off we go. Can Boise State hold Independence, the Pirates, to a complete sweep? Right now, the Pirates are caught up in the theater. They're going to try to make their way past the checkpoint. Lyric holding the point down is going to put on some healing and move around the corner as Clear takes out 2, picks up the double, and is still very high on health. In fact, Independence has completely retreated back to their spawn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just a statement of, hey, you can nerf the projectile size of Railgun, but I'm still really deadly on this character. I feel like is what Clear's showing off right now. Charged by the Ramach right here, slowing down. There's the headshot. I mean, when you're just that good, you can honestly make the projectile the size of a penny and probably still had Clear playing.
Oh, look at the health just melt away right now from that Kiriko. Gordo also eliminated by Kel. It is a complete roadblock here at the spawn point for Independence.
Hello.
Boise State not allowing anyone to get through.
All of Boise State taking such a forward position here. Pylon doing its job, just letting this Broncos team hold positions so independently and so well. There's Clear getting one more, especially on your tank. Not exactly what you love to see. Losing a bit of the high ground, trying to perch on the robot's head there at the statue.
Also a switch onto the Mei from Independence, and I can see that because they were on the Reaper beforehand, and with Moose just being so insane on this bar, as you can see right now, Immortality Field is spent out as Kel and Clear help clean up the team, but with Moose just having free reign to take pot shots right at the opposing team's spawn, a Reaper isn't going to be able to counter that.
No, and
all he can do is just look up at the sky and shake his fist.
I think that's what that May's trying to do, is perhaps slow them down. Oh, hold it just a bit too early. Even though that self-damage got reduced, it's not enough to save you there.
Vara literally flew too close to the sun and just fell down like a shooting star.
They're opting not to run away just quite yet. It's going to actually use the ult here.
Solo captive son.
Wow. This May should be able to survive a little longer. Probably has Ice Block back.
In this case, didn't want to survive any longer because that's a stagger placed on to the Pirates on top of all the fights that have already not gone their way. And look at this, Lucio is pushing out before the whole team here. Trying to keep up with Gordo, but I mean, he is not having a good time. He's antied and there's nothing working out in the Pirates' favor.
This Railgun sitting at 100 here, looking for an unsuspecting victim right now. Ooh, misses the shot. This ran pretty far out. There goes that window as well. A little bit behind the team. Oh, it just stayed. Snapped the shot from the opposing Sojourn. Lyric's going to get one trade, though, on another support as well, though.
Boise State still has their tank, though. He's diverting a lot of the attention. Nice slam down. He's going to be bailed out in terms of his health abilities. And he get another nice pick here. He's going to go right up against Gordo. The Immortality Field is spent. Boise State still keeping Independence contested, but it looks like this first point is going to be given up.
Yeah, try and get that countdown as low as you possibly can. Not gonna be able to get much lower than that. Sub 3 minutes now for the side of Independence. They have good ways to go here, especially with what it looks like Boise State was able to hold them to. But honestly, I've seen it quite a lot, especially in NACE, where a team really gets hold at first point, that checkpoint, but once they get the payload, they kind of open up the free range to do a little bit better here. But Moose is on the flank route. Oh, and an unsuspecting Sojourn's going to be absolutely doused with rockets. Go down. There's the purple. No more healing for you. The cleanup on everybody else. And that's Broncos taking right back control of that.
Between that new horizontal movement ability they gave Farah, she is just all over the place right now. It is insane how much Boise State is just having free reign to go wherever they want, and Overclock's also going to be spent by them. Can't clear land any of those shots. Kel finishes a melee onto the opposing Sojourn. It's traded back with one of Boise State's DPSs going down. And right now they got kind of an awkward thing. They're kind of splitting them from front and behind. Nice minefield spent by Kel, and moving in to take out this Sojourn. Captain Sun also used by the Broncos. But Independence still managing to stand tall. Only one of their players got eliminated.
There's Nano used as well, trying to use it, but so low on HP. Has the overshields available. Opts not to go with it, gonna go down instead. Now it's Moose trying to get away from the situation. Being hunted down though, there's the Lucio. 32 HP in a dream. Just that movement ability is just absolutely insane. The now free range that Farah has to just take full advantage of every opportunity they can. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be insane. So I'm out of healing. There's Railgun used on the opposing team. There is more barrages coming out. Gordo's going to get the dive onto Daydream, however, though. Going to go down for it, though. Window used as well. He's trying to bump everybody out of its radius. An effective range.
Wow, yeah, Moose just even more. We also saw elimination a little bit earlier. The Boop, Farah's Boop, actually now deals 30 damage as well as the CC to enemy targets. And one of the eliminations was directly tied to that. So she has even more ways of wiping out the enemy team now.
That's 5 less damage than Lucio's Boop now as well, because I think Lucio's Boop went up to 35. There's a really well-coordinated slam there.
Oh, here it is, the Maga. Everyone's been talking about him, and, well, okay, we're not going to be talking about him right now because Kel just got eliminated with the Maga. But Moose and Clear are just doing a good enough job on the payload, getting the pick onto Gordo as well. In fact, both Magas have come out and just bitten the dust instantly.
Yeah, even though you have that increased health pool, everybody else has an increased amount of damage. It might be tough to sustain a Manga and a team that's going to effectively hit their shots there. There's the last of it, OT. One last second touch. Your support's being chased down. Oh, it was going to get Clear instead.
Oh, look at that Maga. The anti-place right onto him. He's still trying to keep this going by being on the payload. Meanwhile, they divide and conquer, taking out the Maga and the Kiriko at the same time. That is going to be Boise State ending it in streets. Not often that we see the payload stopping in the middle of the streets. Usually it's a complete hold or all the way to the factory.
92 meters is all the Broncos need to push it to, and Independence need to stall that out for the remainder of this timer here. And I mean, the big thing that I'm seeing a lot is just so many swaps and changes here to try and figure out what works, what's going to cause a dent in each other's teams. The one thing that stays consistent for the side of Boise State is Moose. I don't think there's even been a thought Moose's head of changing once.
It's probably not going to change again. We do see a Ryan being brought out. We're talking a little bit about that hammer, now dealing 100 with each swing.
And I mean, not that hammer is just Oh, I actually see a swap on Winston as well. And I actually do really like the changes to Winston. Winston previously had that buff as well of more of completely ignores armor, but also Tesla Cannon, primary fire got a damage increase as well as Primal Rage got a damage increase as well. So we should, I hopefully, see a lot more Winston. And I see a Junkrat on the other side of Independence. That's some negative points on my
Why you
card
not
for
my
you.
Junkrat?
I'm just, you know, not my favorite.
All right. My co-caster, no taste whatsoever, but we'll move right on with this match. We'll see if the Junkrat can do anything against Kel. It's taking up this high ground clear already, landing a railgun shot right onto Keister. Wow. Junkrat taking a whole bunch of damage as Kel moving on in, dealing damage with that Tesla cannon. Moves on up to help back up Boise State's Farah into the back line, and the Squishies try to get away, but it is just no use. It is just a hot pursuit right now as Kel is going after every single low health hero he can find, and this Maga is just left to fend for himself on the point.
Nah, you can't escape for too long yet. There it goes. Now, I even think about that with this increased amount of horizontal and vertical movement for Farah, they're going to be able to support their diving tanks a lot more.
Yeah, it becomes much more kind of a flank option.
Yep.
Keister gets a pick against Lyric, but Boise State will have enough time to just reset completely. Kel now moving in with the Rhine.
Thanks.
And off clear goes with the overclock. Keister has been landing these shots with the Ash. This is a DPS that Boise State is not going to want to disrespect anymore.
Ooh, the Rhine battle. I'd love to see it. Railgun here. I can see the anticipation to use it. The cleanse goes out. Both antis use effectively on the tanks. There goes out Rush as well, but immediately goes down. Keister getting 3 so far here in this fight.
I don't know how Keister is pulling this off. There's another pick by the Junkrat, a focus and solo onto Keister, but both DPSs are now gone for the Pirates. Boise State trying to round the corner. They got their tank and the depth DPSs, but Independence has a Kitsune Road. What a shot landed by Claire right in the air, and is now trying to take out the Krigo and the Rhine, but gets ended.
Yeah, not going to be able to escape there. You're way too low health right now, and that's an Onakiri fight going on right now. Kel's going to come in and help out just a little bit. Shatter available as well, but nothing else for Boise State.
Oh my goodness, Cal, you madman! He's going right into their faces, probably just going to try to keep them away and at bay.
There it is.
And the Shatter just on top of that for more CC. Boise State winning in Kings Row.
Doing it pretty stylish as well. I just,
Play of the
yeah,
game.
2 for 2. You can't ask for any better performance.
And yeah, Moose, taking an awful lot amount of that limelight for yourself, I see. I don't think he's going to change on map 3 either.
No. I think that's going to be a very consistent thing. And, you know, I'm kind of surprised that Independence hasn't been able to, you know, I feel like so early in the patch you're looking at teams and you're looking for ideas to steal, right? What's working? And I wonder why there hasn't been the change for Independence on Farah there. You know, could be a number of things, but I kind of like to see a Farah duel between these two teams.
Mid-air Farah duel.
Mid-air Farah duel using horizontal and vertical spaces.
But with all those movement abilities, that's going to be some next level dodging and weaving.
Yeah, it'll be a real anime fight, so to speak.
I don't know if you have your wish fulfilled in that term. Right now, Boise State's only wish is that they end this in the 3-0 sweep. And now there's just one Flashpoint match standing between them and that possible outcome. It is the Pirates' choice, though, so Independence Community College will see what they fancy. Most likely going to be Servasta, but could also be... Oh, my goodness! We are going to New Junk City.
This is a very welcome change here. I don't remember last time. I think at the beginning of last season when Flashpoint was made available. I think it was the last time we saw Junkertown on a NACE stream.
Yeah, it has been quite a while since we have gone back to the Australian wilderness into the Rumble Dome of New Junk City. But we do see that first point right there. You got to give up the high ground if you want to take it. Awkward position to be in for the first point, but we'll see if Boise State can make hay out of it. I'm sure also if you're in that central point too with this new FAR, you are probably a sitting duck also.
Yeah, no, and it was one of those things of I remember having a conversation with one of our casters, Nerdy, and just why some of these flyers don't work in a map like Junkertown, where there's not a lot of cover for them to use, and it's not gonna work out for them very well. But now with all this movement ability that Afara has, and I mean Echo got a little bit of changes as well. Echo, I think obviously the health increase, and I think Beam got increased width-wise as well, so it's a little bit easier to hit, as well as Copy has more health to add on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see a lot more flyers this season.
All right, the players are ready to load back in. We'll see if they pick up the full 3-0 sweep, and this night particularly early, and move on into Wednesday, ready to brag, ready to say that their standings have improved. Because one of the things is Boise State kind of had a little bit of a rough NACE Star League season last semester as well. I think the Rocket League team took like 2 losses early on and automatically knocked themselves out of the running for the playoffs. Excuse me. So it's one of those things where even though it's an early season match, you don't want to lose anything. If you get complacent, then that can have major consequences for your time. But no one wants to really go into LCQ territory.
Yep, exactly. I mean, the Broncos are sitting right now 2-0 with really. I mean, the first week they had a bye. The second week they played Crichton University. They won that. Then last week they had a forfeit loss or a forfeit win against Redlands Overwatch, and right now they're one map away from taking a third W in a row. So they're definitely on a much stronger start compared to what was last season. And I imagine this team, one of the things we sort of haven't really talked about a whole lot because there was a lot more hype around this match, but this Overwatch team has a lot of people graduating after this semester. So yeah, it's one of those things I imagine these players really want to go out with the bang here, and that's probably going all the way and winning it.
And when you think of it, this is the time when they're most experienced. So to take home, they took home the NACE Star League Grand Championship in fall 2022. Maybe they can do it one more time before some new talent enters the ring. All right, off Boise State goes, and they're going to be staying true to the Junkertown aesthetic with Kel being on the Roadhog, and the JQ also available for Independence. Gordo, we'll see how she does on her home turf.
I see one major thing wrong with the composition. There's no FAR.
Well, you got to also notice that Moose is out. So he went out of the roster. The FAR moves out of the roster.
Fair enough.
He's earned some rest time. All right, here we go. Geezer will get a pick onto Lyric. Chosen trying to take some shots around the corner. Has to move on back for a bit of healing. Flashpoint moving in. Independence going to try to claim it. And Boise State backing up so they can get a more concerted push. With Clear out from the picture, they do not want to push down one person.
See a swap here on this Tracer. Yeah, trying to take full advantage of these different sight lines for characters to attack from. As right now, BSU is stuck in this choke point here. Do get a good hook. A lot of challenge here as well, and you just see no eliminations. We just see sort of just back and forth.
He see the problem. He threw Moose in here. He might not have been into the FAR because this is such a narrow choke point to push fast with such a low ceiling. And even the first point has a good bit of cover on it as well. Boise State just failing to break through Independence's defense. They move in with a rampage. Kel bites the dust. Chosen is able to take out that rampaging Junker Queen, but it's not enough. Geezer and their Toriko is just doing work. And maybe now we're seeing why New Junk City was picked. Maybe it's the ace in Independence's sleeve.
It could be, but they also have 2 other points to uphold here. So we really have the whole map to see if they're just as effective on the rest of it, as they are going to take this first point here. And Boise State will begin. Actually, they probably will go for a little bit of poke here into this fight as they're not even on the second point. There goes Outplayed as well. As Death Blossom, as well as Whole Hog, and the denial of
Can he
heat
get
as
all
well.
of them?
Mid-air.
Chosen, you rascal, he's a cheeky guy. He's is putting a bit. I like this flashpoint too. Just for the record, this has my favorite little animation for after the flashpoint is claimed. So production, if you can get like a fly cam or overhead shot or just a player that's close to it when the flashpoint is claimed, no matter who it is, no matter what team, I'll be forever grateful.
Goes out Rush as well. Bullstorm sitting in wait to Doom, but a lot of damage as well as well plays purple here, but there's going to be a trade. Who's your tank for support? Yet to see if that have lasting effects. It seems to not.
Oh man, Clear picks up another triple. And he has class this time.
Both DPSs inside of BSG showing off a bit. Shutting down 2 whole team fights, almost single-handedly.
Boise State moves past 50%. The only thing Independence has is this Kitsune Rush. They're far away from anything else. Chosen coming up with the Death Blossom. Possibly, again, Kitsune is going to be spent for the engage by Independence, but already Clear has taken out their Lucio. They move on toward the point. Junker Queen trying to jump around, but it isn't doing any good. He's taken out. Lyric is the first one taken out for the Broncos, but Clear picks up another demo. Chosen now has this Death Blossom just to pop. If anything, anyone just tries to get onto this point, moves on in, doesn't even need to use it. And here we go, the overtime, the possibility to see the animation that I love so much for this flashpoint.
Nope.
What's up?
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Great quote started off, but so far, I mean, Independence. We've seen day and night so far comparisons where Independence solidly held that first point, whereas the Broncos hold the second point here, and BSU is already in relative position as we see Independence going to rotate back around to the original entrance. Not going to stick for the high ground here. Chosen trying to be sneaky, stay out of line of sight.
Chosen waiting for the right time that he can use. Oh, here he goes. He's moving into the back line with the Death Blossom. Can he... I feel like whatever credit he got with that team wipe, he just lost this one.
Oh, what in the world did that sleep? No, that is absolutely crazy. But that blade does come out. Gets a couple. Clear's going to come back with one, but it's just not going to be enough. But it's not without nothing, as Boise State got 21%.
So it's with something then.
Not out nothing. So I guess, yeah, I just double contradicted myself. But then I negatived it out, canceled, so...
I mean, look at canceling things out. Chosen might just take the point sneakily by himself. At least is enough to divert Independence's attention, allow Boise State to move back, push as a full team. But that knife is stuck right into Chosen's back. Takes him out. The Rampage coming out by Kel, but another anti is placed onto Kel, so this Rampage, he cannot use all that sustain that the Junker Queen has. Still manages to find a way to survive as eliminations being traded back and forth. Independence moving past 65%. Kel just being bodied by the other team, pushed back past the choke. Independence might have this flashpoint.
Ultimate there used, got completely counted out. A good land of the knife there. Going to push the tank off high ground. That could be an advantageous position for the Broncos to take advantage of. The rotation around as well, and that's a really low health pool right there. The rush comes out as well, and Clear's going to get one. Kel to get one as well. A couple sleeps going out. Is going to land on a Bronco, but it really won't matter because that's a team wipe. BSG takes the point right back, just at 99% from Independence.
They're holding on. The only percentage point that really matters is that final one to actually claim it. Look at this. We also got a Sombra from Chosen. Has been spotted out a good amount of times on the flank attempts, but see how well Boise State can hold this choke.
Sombra is also one of the characters that didn't any changes besides the health increase.
Oh, nice knife right into the opposing Junker Queen. But I mean, there's so much healing and sustain between these two that they're just fighting with pool noodles.
This could be big.
Point. Oh, here it is. What a rampage! It heads on to a bunch of independents, and Boise State has the entire buffet lined up before them. They pick off 3, are now going out against the other 2. Can they pick them up? They're going to try to get this Genji, stagger him out for good measure, and that is everyone for the Broncos.
Whatever team tends to ult first tends to be the team that wins the fight first. And that's exactly the case there, as all it took was really one ult to win that whole team fight. As Independence has 2 to their name right now. Chose to be a little cheeky, tried to get a jump onto the enemy Reaper, and there's Death Blossom as well. The Clans and the Sleep completely denies it, but is going to be able to raid as well. But the EMP comes out as well. Boise is not done committing to this fight, and they handily win it.
Boise State moving on to the flashpoint. Unfortunately, one that doesn't have an animation with it. Bitter or anything. Boise State now lands a hack onto their Kiriko. And yeah, it's just going to keep him at bay for a little bit. Boise State will try to get some initial percentages off of making it to the point first.
Russian cut Independence to get them into this fight here. Clear gets singled out for a second. He's going to be able to grab 100 though.
He's trying to kind of pick a fight with one of the squishies in the back. He moves on to the point, trying to take out this Ana, who's just right there. Takes out the support, and the Genji comes in for backup. It's who it was facing off against earlier. Meanwhile, the tank drops for Independence. Boise State maintaining control of the point, and now has this Kiriko to get a nice stagger onto.
Yeah, not much you could do after that. I mean, when it really happens there, I mean, you have somebody positioned out, but they sort of take this fight and then just kind of walk away from it, and then it ends up paying massively against them. As Clear was a pretty big reason why the flank worked out so much, and Boise State kind of pinching the team on this bridge here. Big loop there. There goes that blade as well.
Oh my goodness. That is such a blade, the Nano Blade combo, helping rip right through Boise State, but it was kind of the one and done combo, and Boise State's going to have a lot to fight with this next team fight.
Have Rampages again, as well as EMP, which we saw as Death Blossom. So they have quite a lot of ults. They're going to be pretty team fight winnable, as well as they only need 1%. That's all they really need to win this map as well. Game number 3 of their season. I was going to take a bit of the high ground here. Looking for targets. Not going to find much, though. Enemy tank is going to charge in. Use the shout first. There's EMP as well. Rampage is going to find one as well.
Beautiful.
Death Blossom.
What a play. They all get eliminated in one foul swoop, and that is it. Done and dusted. Game, set, and match. And one celebratory emote as well. And I think I know who's probably getting play of the game here, if I'm to do any sort of guess. It's Chosen. It was actually before Clear. I think Clear switched onto the Reaper later.
Yeah, as well as the combination of Holog pushing everybody into it. Then the shutdown right there. That's all you need for the play. That was great.
Oh, but he was too late on the emote. Oh, you should have been quicker, Clear. Oh, well.
Tragic.
Chosen, excuse me. Well, Boise State will win that fight. 3-0 sweep. No contest there. Congrats to the Broncos.
Going on to win the second official match of the NACE Star League tournament for the side of the Broncos here. So it's a good start. Like we said, they had a bit of a rough one last season, but they're really starting to shake things up. And even though the game is shaked up as well in terms of a lot of changes to individual characters and the way the game should be played as well, at a micro level, they seem to be holding really well. And if anything, this team is adaptable.
Well, that's it for the first match. We'll take a short break and then be back, but we'll bring you highlights throughout that break. brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard. And the Idaho Army National Guard invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time because they have got several jobs offering bonuses from, say, $20,000 to your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. You can reach out to them on Instagram at iGuardIdaho. And that's actually going to do it for us tonight. So a good note to end on if you're a Broncos fan.
A very good note to end on as a Broncos fan. You always love seeing your team win at the end of the night. And I'm going to be honest with you, it looks like a lot of the Boise State team has been winning lately. So pretty happy if you're a Boise State sports fan.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a good one. We'll see you back tomorrow for more esports. Oh, nice. That's a great rampage hit. 2 of Independence and Boise State clears out the point completely. There's just the Lucio left. He's gone, and the Broncos back in control. But they had the back line. He's going to force out the Immortality Field. And already Moose takes out one from the Pirates. And now this Tracer trying to find some sort of squishy target. Going to be able to take out the Rhine. But the Symmetra is doing work on her own.
Rest of it, as they are going to take this first point here, and Boise State will begin. Actually, they probably will go for a little bit of poke here into this fight as they're not even on the second point. There goes Outplayed as well. As well as Whole Hog, and the denial of
Heat as all of them
mid-air. Damage as well as well plays purple here, but there's going to be a trade. Use your tank for support. Yet to see if that have lasting effects. It seems to not.
Oh man, Clear picks up another triple. And he has class this time.
That could be an advantageous position for the Broncos to take advantage. Clear's going to get one, Kel to get one as well. A couple sleeps going out. Is going to land on a Bronco, but it really won't matter because that's a team-wide. BSU takes the point right.